The most recognizable power in anime, from Luffy's fiery fist all the way to Shinra's burning souls, we have seen countless characters use this timeless element. And for good reason. Fire looks amazing, it's flashy, explosive, and eye-popping. The perfect power to draw the viewer's eye. But it's more than that. Fire can mean something. It can mean passion. It can mean destruction. It can also mean rebirth. It's life and death all at once. Maybe that's why anime loves it so much, for its versatility. There are shows whose whole power system revolves around this flame. Many of our MCs use this flame as a personal energy source. Fire is destructive, emotional, and exciting, and those that wield it are tied to it. There are reasons why these characters are labeled hotheads, short fuses, ticking time bombs, because it feels innate to their character. But why is that? Does using the flame bring out these characteristics out of the characters? Or are these characters drawn to the power because of who they already are? In this video, we're going to do a deep dive not only on fire, but the characters that wield its igniting power. As essential as fire is to anime, it's even more popular in myth and history. In Greek myth, it is said that fire was first given to man by the titan Prometheus, for he saw man as his own creation, and as such defied the gods that gave man its immense power, an action that cost him everything. The fire he gave us symbolizes knowledge, rebellion, and empowerment, the warmth of creation, and the danger of freedom. It's the same duality that we see with characters like Shinra, someone who embodies all the characteristics of Prometheus and the burden that comes with it. The phoenix, the mythical bird that burns itself to ash only to rise again, brighter than before, portraying fire as rebirth and transformation. Characters like Zuko embodies the phoenix flame, showing that fire isn't always destructive. Sometimes it can be the spark that changes us from within. Even in real history, the taming of fire marks one of humanity's greatest turning points. The power to evolve or destroy, something that every fire users have to grapple with. From myth to history to anime, fire has always been the same. A coin with two sides, creation and destruction. It gave humanity the gift of knowledge, warmth, and power, and nearly took it all away. So when anime characters wield fire, they're tapping into something ancient, the same primal force that built civilizations and burnt it down. That will make fire users so fascinating, their versatility. Because depending who wields it, fire can represent passion, pride, or punishment. And we've seen how different authors tackle different archetypes of fire users in their stories. They are passionate, loud, and quick to ignite. These are the ones that blast first and think second. Characters like Bakugo, Natsu, and even Ace. They display fire's raw nature of passion and destruction, taking time bombs that with one spark, they'll explode. But at their core, they burn with heart. Their flames are fueled by emotion, grit, and sheer determination. The harder they feel, the brighter they burn. Like when Natsu roars every time his friends are hurt. You can see their emotion turn into literal flames. Because of this fiery attitude, they are often balanced out by a cold-headed friend. Natsu with Gray, Bakugo with Kirishima. Characters that can keep them grounded for the most part. This archetype is popular because it can be easy to write. Everyone has a general sense of what fire represents: anger, drive, and spirit. So the moment we see a character wield its burning power, we have a sense of what type of character that person will be. But also, these type of fire users represent a youthful spark within a story. It's impulsive, reckless, but also inspiring. Think about the Human Torch from the Fantastic Four. He is the life of the team. Rash and chaotic, but he's the team heart, and without him, they're just boring and lost. But that's why we love hotheads, because they wear their hearts on their sleeve. They may fall and fail, but they always get back up, making us feel that same sense of drive and determination. So not to stay too long into this particular archetype, but some fire users stay in this life of the party lane and they eventually burn out. But for others, that same flame evolves, transforming into something new. Like the legendary bird that burns itself to ash only to rise again, so does some fire users follow this same motif. They arrive at a crossroad, whether through grief, loss, or a shift in ideals, where what once fueled their flame has now changed. And at that moment, they are presented with a choice to let their flame die or let it transform them into something new. The best example is Zuko from Avatar The Last Airbender. As Uncle Iroh said, Zuko needed a metamorphosis. He spent years chasing after the Avatar, allowing his anger and pride fuel his fire. But when he lost his direction and changed his ideals, his flame became weaker, only able to muster a small spark. He needed a new source, one that wasn't fueled by anger or pride. And when he underwent his change and met the dragon, he realized that fire isn't about destruction, but it's about life and energy. With a new purpose, his flame emerged even stronger than before. Zuko, like a phoenix, showed that fire can mean rebirth, that destruction isn't always the end, but sometimes it's the beginning. Giving hope to those who want to become something new, burning away the ashes of your past, and shining for the future. But not every fire user rises from the ashes. For some, their flame never burns out, and eventually they wither. These are what we call tragic flames. They are powerful but are burdened by some form of guilt, loss, or trauma. Their flame doesn't represent life anymore. It represents decay. A flame that once burned so brightly is now eating away at whatever is left. Take Mikoto, the Red King from K-Project. He is immensely strong. His flame radiates with authority and rage. But after losing one of his closest clansmen, Tatara, the power became a curse. His grief ignites a rage that engulfed him completely. After that, he spent the rest of his days chasing down the killer. And in that pursuit, his flame begins to fade. Everyone around him sees it, that his light is dying, but no one is able to stop it. That's what's tragic about this archetype. When they finally burn out, they do it in spectacular fashion, shining brighter than they ever did before, like a supernova before its collapse. Characters like Mikoto reminds us that fire isn't always about passion or rebirth. Sometimes it's about loss, and how long you can hold on before that flame overtakes you. No blood, no bone, no ash. In a similar breath, we have the corrupt flame. Unlike the tragic flame, they aren't burnt by pain but by hatred. Their decay isn't due to a sense of loss or burden, but by madness. They stop caring about who gets hurt, and all they want now is to consume the world with their flames, even if it means burning along with it. Look no further than Toya Todoroki. Viewed as a failure by his father, Toya pushed the boundary of what his body could handle, until his flame consumed him. But instead of dying, he was reborn, not through transformation, but through resentment, twisted into Dobby. And from that moment on, his only goal was to watch the world burn. Corrupted flames are twisted, dark, and consumes everything in its path. It's an archetype not about redemption or rebirth, it's about collapse. A fire that has lost its light and only knows how to destroy. Come dance with me in hell. But like we mentioned before, destruction isn't the only side to the coin that we call fire. There is a flame that protects, that sacrifices, that loves. It's a flame that only burns when it's necessary, using its power not for itself, but for others. Think back to when Ace lunged himself in front of a Kainu's attack just to save his brother Luffy. At that moment, Ace didn't use his fire to attack an enemy, but he used it to shield his brother, protecting something that was important to him, sacrificing himself in the process. And that's the essence of the Guardian Flame archetype. It's not the strength of the flame itself, but the heart behind it. In the same breath, Rengoku from Demon Slayer. He used his flame not for glory, but for duty. When he faced Akaza, he knew he was outmatched, but he didn't retreat because his purpose burned brighter than his fear. His fire wasn't about destruction, it was about protection. His final stand didn't just defend the lives behind him, it reignited the will of those who witnessed it. Rengoku flames didn't die in that battle. They became a torch, igniting the path for the next generation of Demon Slayers. By setting their hearts ablaze, these fire users reminds us that fire isn't about chaos and destruction. Fire can mean warmth, love, and protection, and how one wields it determines its true effects. The last archetype that we'll be discussing are the users that have truly mastered their flames. They are disciplined, calm, and refined. After years of letting that immense heat control them, they now control it. They reach a harmony between passion and control, mastery over chaos. Like Yamamoto from Bleach. In his younger years, he was seen as an ill-tempered demon, someone who left a trail of destruction in his wake. Only after defeating the Quincy the first time around did he finally learn how to control his flame and enter a state of enlightenment. Now Yamamoto flame aren't wild, they are law. Every spark measured, every swing calculated. His sword carries the weight of centuries. His Zanpakuto doesn't just burn, it annihilates everything in his path. The respect he commands from friend and foe alike comes from his mastery, not from his rage. His fire isn't a reflection of chaos, but of his resolve. In this state, Control Flame shows an archetype that doesn't prioritize the chaos of a flame, but the resolve it takes to keep a heat contained. Passion turns to purpose, and fire becomes a beacon of enlightenment. Fire is everywhere in anime. It's powerful, destructive, and beautiful. We've seen countless characters wield this burning power. From Hotheads who burn bright and embodies the flame raw emotions, to Control Flames who use their wisdom and experience to command the fire instead of letting it consume them. Every flame tells a story of struggle, of growth, of power. Fire isn't just an element, it's a reflection of the human spirit. It's the warmth that drives us forward and the blaze that can consume us if we're not careful. Fire users rarely fit into one singular lane. It's impossible to box a flame in. That's why we see so many overlaps between the archetypes. Like Dobby, he can fit into a tragic, corrupt, even a phoenix archetype, and all three would make sense. It's that versatility that we mentioned before. They can exhibit any character archetype, even those that we didn't mention in this video. But regardless of what archetype they fall in, one truth remains. The flame they carry is a mirror to themselves, and they have the power to either destroy a world or illuminate it. The choice is theirs. Thank you guys for coming to another video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for all the love and support, and catch you on the next video. Deuces.